Superhuman is about as good a word as I can find. I can imagine what it's like to be a good tennis player. I can imagine what it's like to be a good skier. What he does is just unfathomable.
Most of the time, I know what to do. I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to sit there calculate for 45 minutes, an hour to know what the right move. Usually I can just feel it immediately.
If you know immediately, why do you sit there for a half hour? We've been watching you for a week and you're sitting there until we're watching the paint dry.
Well, because I have to, verify my opinion, see that I haven't missed anything. But a lot of the time it's fairly useless because I know what I'm going to do, and then I sit there for a long time and I do what I immediately wanted to do.
He's called the Mozart of chess, and I can see it. You couldn't understand how Mozart did what he did. It came from another world. And Magnus Carlsen is doing things that no human being I've met before can do. At one point, he played 10 chess players at the same time, looking the other way, so he couldn't see the boards. I mean, just think about it. 10 chessboards that he has in his mind every second. Doesn't lose track of what's happening on the boards and what he needs to do next. Can you explain what was going on in your head?
Really, I was just focusing on trying to remember the positions. And from time to time I had to think a little bit to come up with a good move as well.
Even he admits that it's not easy.
I would wonder where a certain piece is, and so I had to, replay the game in my head from the very beginning.
How long did it take you to do that?
I don't know, half a minute or something. It would be interesting to try like 20 people sometime.
Have you ever done that?
No, 10 is the most I've done.
But you'd like to try more?
It would be fun.
I really liked him. There's not a false bone in his mind or in his body. Totally honest. He wouldn't know how to deceive, which is interesting, because chess is all about deception. But when he's away from the chessboard, you know that when you ask him a question, he's going to answer honestly. So what are you doing for the rest of the day?
What advice would you give to a person who is starting the art of chess?
I would say, for me personally, what always was the driver for me in chess is that I found it to be fun and to be interesting, and that has lasted to me to this day. So when you start out in chess, be a little bit patient because it doesn't come out. You're not going to get everything immediately. But after that, do what is interesting. Do what is fun. If it's chess, wonderful, because I think it's a beautiful transcendent game. But if it's something else, do that.
Sure. In your case, do you remember at what age you discovered chess, and how was the way towards your vocation and professional career?
I would say that I started playing chess. I started learning the moves when I was about 5.5 years old, and I kind of liked the game, but I didn't have the patience to like sit down and try and study it to learn more. So I would say that I started learning more about chess when I was 8. I became really interested. First of all, my first goal was to beat my older sister, and after that I fell in love with the game, and I would always study on my own, and I think it's been only one way since.
And based on your own experience, which are the benefits of this sport for those who practice it?
I would say that two things have been important for me. Chess teaches you to think analytically and to be patient, but I think it also teaches you to make decisions under pressure. And in chess, you're constantly under pressure from time factors, both on the board and also on the clock. And this you will find to be important in any profession, that you have to make well calculated but sometimes also quick decisions under pressure, and this you learn perfectly from chess.
And in which way do you expect this final will be different from the last championship in 2018 and 2020? 2016.
Personally, I'm hoping that this time there will be maybe fewer draws than there have been in the last few times, because basically I have not led a world championship match in classical chess since 2014. So the last two matches have been really close. I'm really hoping that there will be a little bit more back and forth rather than a drawn out battle that it's been the last few times. So that is my hope, and also